So me and Mighty Soul, we cuddling in her bed. So like I'm kind of like holding her. It's a twin bed, so I'm holding her, and so she's like rubbing her leg against my leg. So I'm like, I'm trying to be cool, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm very respectful. Like we in your parents' house, so I say you better stop. So she started putting her posterior like right on my potato. You feel me? So I'm like, you better stop. And so she like, or what? And so now she just teased me, messing with me, grabbing like everything. She's biting on my neck, kissing on me. So I'm like, what if they hear us? Like me, I'm very paranoid. Like if we doing it, I need to be doing it and it ain't nobody in the house. It's just us. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be listening if somebody coming or trying to be a watch out in the zone. I can't. So she was like, hold on, I'll be right back. She like, I'm finna go see if everybody sleep. So she goes out her room. Now this is how she opened up her door. She opened up her door, but she slapped herself right out. So she went out there. She came back in. She like, everybody in their rooms. I'm like, is everybody sleep? She like, well, my dad's still up. I'm like, yeah, maybe we should just wait. I'm like, maybe we can go to Mike's house tomorrow. She like, nah, I want you now. So I'm like, no, I'm like, chill out. So she gets in the bed and go right under the, like, I'm like, oh no, okay, it's on. You feel me? So boom, we have it out in the room. But when we're doing it, when I tell you I was so silent and I'm a loud moaner, bro, I was like, like I couldn't even be me. I did not, I enjoyed it, but not, I enjoyed it, but not really. So it made me mad. So, you know, we get done with our session. Now, me and her got to be to work in the morning. Now, mind you, I got to be up early. So, boom, her alarm go off. I'm like, all right, what do I do? So she was like, well, my dad up getting dressed. And you know what I'm saying? My brothers and them, they finna get ready to go to school. So she say, let them go in the bathroom first. I'm like, but I'm going to be late. Like, I got to open the store up at 5. I was the opener. Mike was going to be coming in at 6. So she was like, I'll help you open. I'm like, but what about when I clock in? You know what I'm saying? That the sheet gonna show that I was late. Like I was gonna be fully tardy because her place was not that far, but it was like a good 20 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? It was still a little decent. So she was like, all right, just hold on. So she bring me one of these big buckets, right? It was like a big bucket, but it had like clean water. She brought me a towel. She brought me soap. So here I go again. She brought me a toothbrush. Here I go again, basically doing a bird bath again. And that's just not, I need to hit the shower. That's just not me. You feel me? So she like, yeah, just do this. And then she like, when we come back, she like, you can take a shower because nobody won't be here until my sister get out of school. So I said, all right, cool. So I say, how I'm gonna get ready? Do. As I'm talking, she like, I'm like, he like, Mighty Sword. So he talking, they talking in Spanish. So he was just basically saying he was finna get ready to go to work. So he kissed her and stuff like that. And he like, let me come in your room because she was blocking the door off. She like, no, why? She like, I'm getting dressed. So so he like, well, I want to come in. She like, well, can I have my privacy? He said, yeah. He like, I just wanted to come in and sit there and talk to you for a while before I go to work. She said, talk about what? Just talk right here. He like, about the plan. He like, you know, you're supposed to get your little brother. So he like, why do I got to talk to you right here? You always let me in. But it was like, you know, like how parents know something. It was just the way he was talking. He was talking like he knew something. So she like, I know, I had to pick him up. I get off early. I will pick him up, right? So boom, she shut the door. He leaves. So I was like, all right, I'm finna get ready to leave. I'm like, you ready? Because she had showered and already was dressed. And so she like, no, we got to wait until my dad leave. I don't know what's taking him so long. Normally he leave right away, but he was still out in the back with the car cranked up. I say, well, let's just leave out the front. She like, nah, because the neighbors, they gonna see us and they gonna tell they really close with my dad. I'm like, all right. I say, so what I'm gonna do? She like, well, you can go out the side window. So I'm like, out the window? She like, yeah. Now, first off, I am used to putting people out the window in my, look, when I was staying with my mom and my dad, I was totally utilizing the window when I needed to sneak out or sneak in. But to repeat this, and I'm the person getting snuck in someone else's house was just insane. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'm like, whatever. Like, I just need to get to work. You know what I'm saying? So I lift up the window. I look, I said, man, that's a hot, like, that's a jump. Like, for me to be able to get out the window and let go, like, that's a long fall. So she like, you'll be able to land on your feet. She like, I did it before and I'm shorter than you. Now I'm only 5'3". She like, and I'm shorter than you. I'm like, I don't know. So she like, okay, well, come on, we just gonna go out the back, right? I said, no, I don't want to get you in trouble. So she said, look, I'm telling you, all you gotta do is just when you let go, already have your feet planted. I'm like, that's the plan. So she said, okay. So she let up the window and I looked, I went on ahead and I climbed out. Now, as I got like one leg out and one leg in, I'm nervous for dear life, okay? I say, what about my stuff? I'm like, give me my wallet and stuff. So she already had threw my wallet. I'm like, just throw it out the window. So she already threw it out. So now you know I'm gonna have to let go because my wallet and stuff down there. So I'm like, I'm holding on. And I'm like, she like, just let go. I'm like, I'm trying. She like, come on, let go. I'm like, you're making me nervous. So he comes back in the house and he like, you hear him. He like, Marisol, open the door, right? He like, Marisol, open the door. And I just let go out of scaredness, out of fear. Oh God, out of fear, I let go and I fell. But because it's like my legs was like boink. It was like a boink, boink. You know what I'm saying? I fell. So I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh. But I still got up, dusted off like a player, grabbed my wallet. I hurried up and ran. I came off the side, but I think her sister Damati saw me. Boom. Hurried up, hit the left. Boom. I'm at the train station. So she texts me like, don't get on the train until I come. All right, cool. So boom, she leave. I'm like, wait, when she got there, I was like, to the train station, I'm like, what your dad want? She was like, my dad was just telling me, never mind, that I don't have to pick up my brother. He gonna get off early and pick up my brother. I'm like, I thought he probably saw me. She like, no, he can't see you from the side if he coming out the garage. I'm like, all right. She like, it's okay. She like, but look, we gonna still need to leave early. We're gonna tell Mike that we want to leave early. And so we can beat everybody at my house so you can already be set. So I'm looking, I'm like, all right. But deep down inside, it's like, I don't want to keep hiding out in your room. And why your dad don't know about me? But we just still talking. It's only been like maybe 2 or 3 months. We just kind of like graspingly been talking. So I ain't tripping. So boom, we get on the train. We head to work. We arrived to work. Okay. Boom, I clock in. I set the pastry case up. She's helping me as promised, set the store up. She don't start, you know what I'm saying, until that next 30 minutes. But Mike came early, right? Mike came early. So he like, oh, Mikey, so he like, you early? He like, well, y'all came together. I'm like, she just early. So he like, oh, okay. He like, you was at the house last night? I'm like, you know I wasn't at the house, right? So he kept on walking and went through the cafe door. He was talking to me, but still walking. So boom, I'm taking care of customers. We doing our thing. And she like, he probably jealous. I'm like, for what though? Like, why would he be jealous? For what? He don't know nothing. He just assuming. So boom. He comes out on the floor. Now, we're busy. We're starting in the middle of the rush. Everybody is there. Everybody is juking. We got some of the cool employees that I love to joke and play with. Shout out to Tanisha. Like, yo, she was funny. She was a vibe. Always cracking jokes, loud mouth. She always matched my energy. I just love working on her shift. So, as we're in the middle of the rush, it's just this biker dude. It's a biker dude, right? And he's like, hey, tap him. I said, tap who? I was passing out drinks. And I'm like, first off, I ain't got time to talk. My hands need to be busy. Starbucks don't got you to pause and stop. I'm busy. So he like, tap him, tap Mike. So I'm like, Mike, I'm like, somebody at the let out, won't you, right? So he tell him like, tell the dude 1 minute. So as I'm down there already getting the drinks, he like, oh, you going fast. I'm like doing little tricks. I'm like, I got your drink coming up. I got your latte. If it ain't made for me, it ain't good. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doing my little thing. So Mike come down there. I'm listening. I do got ears. It wasn't like I was trying to ear hustle, but I'm listening. So he like, hey, man. He like, hey, great time last night. He like, we doing it again today? So Mike like, yeah, as soon as I get off work. So I'm like, doing what though? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in there. I say, as soon as my shift was over, I say, hey, Mike, I said, I need to talk to you. He said, all right. So he come to the back. Now, mind you, I'm still waiting on, you know what I'm saying, Marisol to get off. Now, he already know that me and Marisol leaving early, all right? So he looks at me. He like, what's up? I say, did you stop at the crib? He like, oh, yeah. I'm like, and everything working, the lights. He like, yeah, the lights on. I said, why you ain't text me and let me know? He like, I don't know if you, I'm like, you said that I already paid for my month. I'm like, man, I'm just living out here. I'm bouncing back and forth. I'm like, I want to live comfortably. I'm like, I want to be able to put food in the refrigerator and cook and stuff like that, shower. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just really like letting them know, like, I don't want to play. He like, yeah, but he like, to order for me to do the living room and do that room that you want me to do, he like, I'm going to need another 500. I'm like, you ain't did nothing that I needed you to do. He like, yeah, he like, but 500 and 500, he like, do you not know how much that stuff costs? He like, I was only able to get the ceiling fan. He like, but you want me to do detail work to the room? I said, all right. I'm like, I'll give you the $500 tomorrow. He like, you don't got nothing you can give me today? I'm like, no. I'm like, I paid you for I got nothing. I had something, but you don't know what I got. So I'm telling you, I got nothing, Steven. So I said, I got nothing. So he like, all right, that's cool. He like, tomorrow. I'm like, all right. So now I'm mad, but now I'm just sitting in the lobby. He like, I thought you was leaving. I said, yeah. I'm like, I'm waiting on her. Straight up. I'm like, I'm waiting on her. He like, who, Marisol? I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting on Marisol. He like, ooh. I'm like, what? I'm like, you don't do that when I be waiting for other people. When me and Devon used to go and get, like, he didn't even know. We used to go upstairs to get drinks. And then Mike started getting cool with me that he was going upstairs and we would get free drinks, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like a little bar inside the Starbucks. It was like a law office and all type of stuff in there. So I was the plug pretty much in that whole building. Free food. I'm talking about at the best top-notch restaurants. Anything I wanted, everybody loved roll on God. Now that's something I can say. So he was like, he like, y'all a thing? He like, y'all dating? He like, let me know now. So I'm like, what you talking about? I'm like, ain't nobody dating, right? Straight like that. That's what I said. So Marisol like, why you in our business? So she gets ready to clock out and grab our stuff. She like, come on, let's go. I'm like, you hungry? Boom. So he like, he laughing, right? But it wasn't like a laugh like, you wanted to make me mad. It was like he was jealous because he wanted to say more and we weren't giving him that. And plus, I'm mad the way you just responded to me anyway in the back. So boom, I tell her to scoop. So she say, well, you know what? My dad got some people that maybe can look out for the house and you could pay them. And then they ain't going to probably charge you that much. I'm like, you think your dad would do that for me? So she said, yeah. So as time progressed, right, that day, when we went to her house, her dad was there, right? Her dad was there. So I got introduced to the dad, right? He finally meets me. So she like, hey, Dad, you know, I want to help out my friend. You think it's anybody that can, you know, fix up a home? And so he like, yeah, you know, we got some peoples and we got people that do landscaping and stuff like that. He like, how much work do you need to be done? Do you got any pictures? I said, yeah. So I showed him just like the room, just the little pictures that I took when I sent it to Mike. So he like, yeah, he like, yeah, just give us about 2,000. He like, cause that ain't nothing but just minor paint job, placing floors. I said, well, I know how to place floors. You know what I'm saying? Cause I have watched my dad, so I knew how to place floors. He like, no. He like, we could do the floors for you. He like, we got a marble set, and he opened up his garage. He was cool. He ended up being cool, right? So he knew a little English, but not that much. So he was really talking Spanish half of the time. So he was cool. I ended up giving him my number, and they end up was ready for the next day. Right. So that day that he got it set up, I told Marisol, like, let's not spend a night here. Let's just stay at Mike's crib. She like, but what if she watching, right? I'm like, she ain't gonna watch. She like, I need to see what she look like. I need to see exactly who she look like. Marisol just kept saying it. So I said, we're gonna go through the front door. I'm not sneaking you in the bag no more. I paid for my money. If she want to get down the way she live, we could just do that. So boom, we gets there. After the long ride, we get there. I go inside. As I go inside, Marisol comes in with me. We go in there. It's like the lights are working. The hot water is working. I was so happy. It was to the point that I hopped straight in the shower as soon as I got there. I hopped in the shower, freshened up and all that. And so she said, hey, she like, it's a event tonight if you want to go out. I'm like, an event? She like, yeah. She like, up there on 13th Street. She said, it's some of my friends. She like, but I always go out. Now, I didn't know that she was a big time drinker like that. So I'm like, yeah, we could go out, you know what I'm saying? And we still got to be to work. I was always the type that I party, and then party until like 4 a.m. and then go straight to work type. You feel me? So boom, I'm like, all right, so we end up getting dressed. We get dressed. Boom. We go out to the event. We take a lift. We go out to the event. We get there. Now, when we get there, it's a steel door. It's a steel door. Don't even look like it's a club or nothing. So you got to ring this bell, and then when they open up the steel door, they're going to ask you for your ID. Now, when in that box, it's just one person. So it's like 2 doors. It's a steel door right here, a steel door right here, but it's a guy right here waiting on you so he can see your ID first. So I show my ID. She show her ID. They already knew who she was. So we go in. He opened up the other steel door, and now there's the big party. You feel me? So soon as we walk in, it's a guy standing there, and he got tons of shots on his plate. Right? It's a Spanish place. You know what I'm saying? It's a Mexican style. So they got shots, right? Tequila shots. So they're like, hey, before you come in, you got to take a tequila shot. Hey, come on, come on. So I took one. No, knock it back. And I'm like, what type of foolishness? So we drinking. I'm talking about the first few shots are free. So we go to the bar area. The dude end up knowing her. So I was getting free drinks. And then the bouncer and them, they started being cool with me. So I was just up there like cracking jokes and stuff like that. So he was like, oh, you know, Marisol said you can rap. Now, this is when I used to play around with the rapping. But I was really just doing beats. But I could put a couple of rhymes together. So he like, you want to rock the mic? Now, they was doing karaoke. It's tons of people in the episode. People doing karaoke, all type of stuff. So I get on the stage. And I rocked the mic. I just told the DJ put on any beat, and I was rocking the mic. But this girl get on the stage, and she was like, for real, twerking on my leg. Like, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just still rapping, but I was moving from her. But as I'm standing on the stage and I'm looking out, I see Marisol face. Now, she's drunk. When I say drunk, I'm talking about poop face drunk. I saw her, but I was still rapping, and I looked. And she looked at me, and she was just like, she shook her head, and I saw her walking towards the door, and I just put the mic on the side, and I went down the stairs and got off the stage. And so they was like, yo, like, everybody like, yo, because everybody was in that turn. They was vibing to me, for real, for real. So I'm chasing her. I say, first off, when we walked out, I did not even know it was that late. We went in there at like 9 or 10. When we left out of there, it was like 2 something in the morning. So I was like, dang, the time went by quick. But it was so fun in there, and it was so dark in there. You know what I'm saying? So when I got out, I was like, man, it's almost, you know what I'm saying? The sunrise about to rise in a little bit. So now I'm chasing this girl. Okay, it's another club down there. So now you hear shooting on the other end. Bah, bah. I'm like, Marisol, come here. She like, no, you want her to be all on you. Now she's mad. So I'm chasing. I finally grab her. I say, chill, relax. So she like upset. She like, that's how you gonna do me? What, you want her? You want her? I said, I don't even know her. She just get on stage and get the dance. And I'm like, it's karaoke. So she end up trying to wobble off, and she tips and fall, break her glasses. Now, here come one of the bouncers that was standing outside because he saw that I was chasing her. He was coming down to make sure we was good. So now it's people stopping now. Here come us coming off the last end of the block, but the last end of the block is an expressway. So she's walking in the street. I'm about to get hit by a car.